Muppet Show from Parker Brothers. And my goodness, look at the artwork on this. This is phenomenal. So we've got the Muppet Show logo. Kermit's sitting in the middle of it as he does at the intro to the show. We'll read all the words on it, but look, there's some pigs. Gonzo's down there. Looks like he's in the orchestra pit. You have a lot of those giant Muppets, which the Muppet Show, when they all storm in and they go into the thing that everybody tried to pretend was somewhat like Zoom, which I didn't even get that, but they go into their little cubicles, their little Hollywood Squares thing. Stadler and Waldorf, who, by the way, are named after two hotels, if I remember correctly, the Waldorf Astoria and the Statler Hotel. And there's Crazy Harry. I mean, look at this. I don't know why Sweetums like is in a box with Fozzie and Miss Piggy for some reason. They're there to just watch the show. For ages 7 to 14, specific 7-year period, you're allowed to play this. 2 to 4 players, the Muppet Show. And the names of the Muppet characters are trademarks of Henson. All right, on the front, so on the back, we've got no information. So if you're going to pick this up in the store, the only information you have as to what you're going to play is the picture on the front and then these words. Parker Brothers Board Game of the Stars. Perform on stage and win stars from the Muppet judges. I've seen the Muppet Show a lot. I don't remember judges. The signature of the artist is right here. Looks like it says Cook. A lot of times when there's artwork done for things like this, people don't get to sign it. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what's inside the box. Then we'll set it up and we'll pretend what a game would be like. We'll go through the motions. Same artwork style on the game board. And I like this game board. This game board looks very promising. I do not believe I've ever played this game, so this will be fun to check out. Perfect example of how to do a board game, Parker Brothers. Instructions should be here. Now, I will say, these instructions look a little wordy and dense for a game about the Muppets, but, I'll try it out. But I love the game instructions here. When you put them on that little thin piece of paper and you put it in there, we lose that piece of paper. First, the object of the game. It says, in this game, you and your opponents are Muppets auditioning for a spot on the Muppet Show. Look, if we're already Muppets, I think we should be granted a spot on the Muppet Show. Are there Muppets that are not allowed on the Muppet Show? To succeed, you must go on stage and win stars for your performance. It's not as easy as it sounds. Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and Sweetums are the judges. That's why they were in that box. And if they don't like your act, it's thumbs down. Well, no thumbs down on this video, by the way. If you like this video, you do a thumbs up, just like Miss Piggy and Sweetums, and also like the Fonz. Be a Fonzie. Give it a thumbs up, and while you do, you gotta go, hey, because that's what the Fonz would do. All right, our equipment, we've got one game board, so that we already have. It says one perforated sheet with 4 colored markers. Now, they've already been punched out, thank goodness. These are pretty lame markers. I mean, why not give us an anything Muppet on them? But we got 4 different colors. 6 Sam the American Eagle cards. So we have 6 of them. They all have a different number on them. Other than that, they're all the same. So we got 1 through 6, so this must be for the judges. We'll put these over here. We have 18 judge cards. There's Miss Piggy. Here's Sweetums. And there's Fozzie Bear. So all 18 cards are these 3. And the final thing we got stars and we got a die. So pretty simple. We got 1 through 6 on rolling, and these are the stars you'll earn. There's a whole bunch of them in the box. You shuffle the judge cards, you place them face down by the side of the board, creating a draw pile. All right, I haven't figured out exactly where we start yet, but I wanted you to see some of the spaces on the board. Ballroom dancing, choose a partner and exchange a card with him or her. The Swedish chef makes lunch. That's a card. Encore, look at Kermit. I like this. They've got Mildred on here. That's a somewhat obscure Muppet. It says Camelac, choose a partner and each of you draw 1 card from the pile. Here we go. Here's the start. We start where Robin is. Robin needs a friend, and you are the one. So we're going to put 2 playing pieces there. This will represent me. This will represent our imaginary opponent. As the game is made up of 3 important parts, you cannot move to the next step without first completing the one before it. So our first step is to collect a judge card. All right, so we got 6. Let's move 6 and we'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You play with Dr. Teeth and groove! Exclamation point. Draw 2 cards from the pile. So we would draw 2 cards from here. So we got a Fozzie Bear and we got a Sweetums, right? Now, we wouldn't show these to anybody else. We'd keep moving around. Now, sometimes it will say to take one of our cards and put it into the audience. Now, for that, you actually put it here. So if we had to put one of our Sweetums, we'd put them here. Now, once we have distributed these cards, we move to our next thing. And the next thing is to go on stage. So it says, once you've collected the judge cards, get ready to go on stage. There's 4 different ways to get on stage, so we'll go through all 4 of them. I like over here, we've got Miss Piggy, the star. Sweetums is a very nice fellow, and Fozzie Bear thinks he's a star. You can go on stage if you collect all 3 judge cards, or if you land on Kermit the Frog here, then you can go on the stage with, I guess, whatever amount of judge cards you have. It says if you fill the board, so if all 3 of these spots are filled up, then each player can roll the dice and the highest player immediately goes on stage. Or you can unseat another player. So if another player goes on stage, you can beat him or her if you have all 3 judge cards in your hand. So you can upstage another player no matter how they get on stage. So that's the next step. And then the final step is performing for stars. It says here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. All the judges are in the audience and you're on the stage here. In order is what you must do to win the stars. First, spread out all 6 Sam the Eagle cards in front of you. Face up. Sam is the official censor of the Muppet Show, and he'll be the final judge of your performance. We take the die, we put it in our hand, and we would place it on the table. And now you select any of the cards, you place it away from the others, and another player will tell you if you match. So this is interesting. So it's a lot easier than it sounds. You actually are trying not to match. So it says, if you have matched, you've goofed. So if it matches, no good. But you want it to, so if it matches, you don't get the star, but if it doesn't match, you do. So you have a 1 in 5 chance of messing up. Once you give up, once you decide, okay, I've won enough stars, I don't want to press my luck anymore, you go back out and you start going around the board again until you get another chance to go up there. Winning is the first player to get 7 stars. They win the game. They pass the audition and they're now a full-fledged member of the Muppet Show. Also says they'll be happy to answer questions about the game. You can send them a letter at Parker Brothers, P.O. Box 1012, Beverly, Massachusetts. Attention, Customer Resource Department. And then it says the Muppets, the Muppet Show, and Muppet character names are all registered trademarks of Henson Associates. I gotta say, this is a fun game. I love that it gives Sweetums and Sam Eagle a lot to do, which, I feel like they're somewhat underrated as Muppets. And I mean, of course, the fact that Mildred's on here, I think, is just fab. I like the way that the game is played. I think this would be a lot of fun to play. It's not as wacky as I would want it to be. I really feel like almost like the Mad Magazine game where you go backwards around. I feel like there should be some kind of wackiness. But other than that, I think this one's pretty good. We've done a handful of other Muppet games on here, mostly Sesame Street, but we did do the Muppet Chess Set, which I think is the only other Muppet Show proper game that we've shown on here. But I think this game is really cool. Like, look at these pieces. So right now, there's going to be a box here, and I'm going to put this game, the review of this game, right up here. You can choose that, or YouTube says this one is best for you. So I think this is best for you. YouTube thinks that's best for you. Who do you trust, me or YouTube? Choose one and come back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We're going to have a brand new adventure. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll see you there, 2 o'clock.